This video is about something called Dragon Mode. All right, for Glory, we have something already called Solo Mode. Dragon Mode and Solo Mode are very similar in that they are new content for Glory created after the material game has gone into manufacturing that gives players a new way of using the materials they have in their box to have a game experience. In solo mode, you play by yourself. It's one player. This was envisioned as a 2 through 4 player game through player feedback or backer feedback from the Kickstarter before anybody had played the game. There was enough interest that I was convinced to make a stab at it, and if there was something better than okay I could put together, then I would push it onto the website, and that happened. So now we have a solo mode, and it's a 1 through 4 player game instead of 2 through 4 player game. Dragon mode is also inspired by different player feedbacks. It's very common for me to see feedbacks for how people enjoy the game and notice that if you put a couple of things together, tweak it, add a little bit of oregano or paprika, stir it up, bake it at the right temperature, you get something new and unique that's actually really shareable for everybody. So that's what's happening today with Dragon Mode. In Dragon Mode, there are 3 new rules, and 3 new rules only to really change the pace and the experience of a multiplayer game, 2, 3, or 4 players. The first one, the rule that the mode gets its name from, is that when you draw a dragon from the battle deck and you do not defeat it, which is pretty common, it does not get discarded. It goes on the map, it goes on the board, it becomes part of the landscape. So you have 5 glory, you draw a white dragon, and you run. Where you stand on a battle space, you slip your white dragon on or beside, and that dragon stays there until the end of the game, until someone defeats it. So this rule on its own is like kind of fun, but this plus the other 2 rules combined are sort of a trifecta. They stand and fall together. Let me continue. You need more glory to win the game. You need more glory to win the game. 2 players right now, I'm play testing. You need 25 glory. I think it works great. 3 people, 24 glory, and 4 people, 23 glory. As the easiest rule to come up with, hardest rule for me to speak to a camera, apparently. Yeah. So if you're gonna have more glory, then you're gonna need more reliable. If you need more glory to win, you need more reliable sources of glory besides quests and layers. So dragons are worth 4, and their victory score, you can gain glory with them up to having 20 glory. Likewise, if you put dragons on the board, then you no longer have to go after layers unless you need more glory to win. So those 2 rules stand and fall together, but still doesn't work yet because you'll run out of resources on your way to 25 glory. So you get the third thing that people like playing around with, which is unique hero progression. So at the start of the game, you get your starting goods that are unique to you, of course, like the Warlock gets its crow, super iconic. Now, you also get an extra good or an ability or both, and you put that under your hero board, not to be mixed up with the resources available to you, and they become unlocked halfway through the game, provided that you have 10 glory and you have collected 5 fate cards. You become stronger, you become wiser, and you unlock your unique goods and or abilities. This helps you keep up momentum, gives you a sporting chance to get to 25 glory, let's say, instead of 20, and is intrinsically fun because you have unique player progression and getting stronger in ways that are not available to other players is fun. Like for instance, the golem, what I'm playtesting right now, gets fortitude and a smidge of luck. Fortitude gives you an extra point of health. He already has the most health in the game. Then he goes up from 6 to 7 health, where the next highest has 5, and that to me that feels like you're out of sight in terms of having your thing that's your advantage in the game. Now you take on a monster that has 3 power, take 2 hits before using any cards or abilities to save you. You have 1 health left. Yeah, it's really powerful. And B, you can march for 2 turns in a row, not go back to the castle, and still have as much health as an adventurer or knight. So that's pretty great. So that's one of them. I won't go through all of them here, but you can find that in the dragon mode rules. So there's 3 that fit together. You need, and none of them is kind of like a hanging means to an end. Each of them is a design goal, and they're like a unique player progression, representing more dragons on the board, changing the map so that, yeah, you don't get to win anything on the turn that you draw a dragon when you're looking for a goblin or a skeleton, but you do have some kind of like proto agency where you're changing the board forever, and that's kind of fun. And earning more glory. So it's like now when you reach 20 glory, you actually get, you do your upgrade, you do your improvement, you get the coin and the ability card or ability card choice. And you really see a lot of people take down layers and dragons, and it creates a longer period of tension, where you've got you run out of resources, but not as bad as you think, because you have your secret, or not your secret, but your unlockable resources. Nevertheless, you start using exhaustible resources earlier in the game just to keep up your momentum and take down layers of dragons. So you get this fear of going to these big battles without as much insurance as you might be used to, and B, or using up resources sooner gives you a sort of anxiety or fear in a fun way, in a safe setting, a game, of course. And that's like a big part of why games are so cool, a safe setting to feel all of these things. And on the other hand, you get this great big fear of missing out because the dragons are revealed information. These layers are going down more than they usually do in a regular game. So you got to get to that glory, and you get it's experientially, you see all the glory going away from the board as all your competitors, all you can do is admire their bravery and wisdom as you're like trying to also win. So dragon mode, it works good, but I am looking for feedback. I have not written it up into any manufactured materials at this point, but I do think it's good enough that it's going to appear in manufactured elements in future print runs, along with probably the best version of the solo mode. We'll get a physical representation in the game eventually. So things I'm looking for feedback for, and your feedback could be at a YouTube comment, or it could be sent to email to Jeremy. I'm Jeremy Hogg, Hogg Publishing. Jeremy at hoggpublishing.com. And here are the feedbacks. What the heroes get for their character progression is totally up for grabs. I've written for you a version of Dragon Mode that I have playtested that works pretty good, but 100% can flex on that. Number 2, for the dragons, the way that I'm playing it right now is if you land on a face-up dragon, you don't have to fight it. You just can't draw from the battle deck. A dragon lives there, but you're not going to go into its abode. Or you can give it a wide enough berth, however you imagine representing it. You don't engage. You could also play it so that when you land on a dragon, you have to engage at least a round of battle. So I don't know if there's any takers on that idea, playtest that, but not really. I'm not 100% on that yet. And then for the amount of glory you need to win, I'm pretty tight on 25 glory in a 2-player game. It would be interesting to know whether um, you can get away with just saying 25 glory no matter how many people playing. My fear is that you'll run out of steam in a 4-player game or a 3-player game. When you do 23 glory for a 4-player game, it really does, honestly, change things more than you'd think with just a 15% increase in glory requirement. Just because of how all of the numbers and the pacing and how much glory is in the fate deck and da-da-da-da-da. Victory scores of the average battle card, all that jazz. So I'm happy with it, but it would be nice to know for sure, double check with some disconfirming bias, that I'm not missing out on the ability to write the rules really simply. I'm going to end this by talking about what future videos will be, and I will be producing a couple of videos in the next 4 weeks here. One of them is going to be a post-mortem on the first year of Hogg Publishing and Glory. Thank you so much to everybody who has supported me in this first year. Everybody knows that's tough for entrepreneurs. It is tough, but we've survived. We've got good resources in place. Entrepreneurship is always scary, but no guts, no glory, just like my board game. Fortunately, I have that to remind me. So postmortem is like an analysis of a project in a business setting. So I'm going to do that. Of course, I'm going to make it entertaining. But, you know, if you are in the business, or you might be in the business one day, or you back a lot of Kickstarters, or you're just generally interested in like sort of business news or business content, it could be really fun to check out. And you'll get it might be kind of fun to get it from somebody that you have the board game of sitting on your shelf. And then after that, I'm going to go deeper into asking for feedback. I might announce a call for announcing maybe the future of Hogg Publishing in terms of content, manufactured content, and I'll be looking for playtesters. I'll be looking for more and more feedback. If you already have the game, then you know something about what I'm up to. I'm going to make more content in the universe. Today I'm not revealing anything, not promising anything. I'm going through the business viability of it all, but 2 videos from now I'll talk more about the future of Hogg Publishing in terms of content. That's it today. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed Dragon Mode. Tell me about it by email or in comments or whatever floats your boat. I'll also put up a post on boardgamegeek.com for those board game enthusiasts who use that website. Thank you so much for watching. I do enjoy making these videos. I look forward to making the next one and seeing you then. Bye for now.